Hello, and welcome to the 105th episode of Scripture in a Year, hosted by Saints Peter and Paul Orthodox Church in the Albanian Archdiocese of the OCA. Today's reading is from the book of Nehemiah, chapters 9 to 13. Now on the 24th day of this month, the sons of Israel were assembled with fasting, in sackcloth, and with dust on their heads. Then those of Israelite lineage separated themselves from all foreigners, and they stood and confessed their sins and the iniquities of their fathers. And they stood in their place and read from the book of the law of the Lord their God, and they were confessing to the Lord and worshiping the Lord their God. Then Jeshua, Bani, Kadmiel, Shabaniah, Buni, Sherebiah, Bani, and Chenani stood on the stairs of the Levites and cried out with a loud voice to the Lord their God. And the Levites, Jeshua, Kadmiel, Bani, Hashabaniah, Sherebiah, Hodijah, Shebaniah, and Pethahiah, said, "Stand up, bless the Lord your God forever and ever. Blessed be your glorious name, which is exalted above all blessing and praise." And Ezra said, "You are the only Lord. You have made heaven, the heaven of heavens, with all their hosts, the earth and everything on it, the seas and all that is in them. You give life to all, and the host of heaven worships you. You are the Lord God who chose Abram and brought him out of the land of the Chaldeans and gave him the name Abraham. You found his heart faithful before you and made a covenant with him to give the land of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Perizzites, the Jebusites, and the Girgashites, to give it to his descendants. You fulfilled your words, for you are righteous. You saw the affliction of our fathers in Egypt and heard their cry by the Red Sea. And in Egypt you showed signs against Pharaoh, against all his servants, and against all the people of his land, for you knew that they acted proudly against them. So you made a name for yourself, as it is this day. And you divided the sea before them, so that they went through the midst of the sea on dry land, and their persecutors you threw into the deep, as a stone into the mighty waters. Moreover, you led them by day with a cloudy pillar, and by night with a pillar of fire, to give them light on the road which they should travel. You came down also on Mount Sinai and spoke with them from heaven. You gave to them just ordinances and true laws, good commandments and precepts. You made known to them your holy Sabbath, and commanded them statutes and commandments, and the law by the hand of your servant Moses. You gave them bread from heaven for their hunger, and brought them water out of a rock for their thirst. You told them to go in to possess the land which you had sworn to give them. But they and our fathers acted proudly, hardened their necks, and did not heed your commandments. They refused to obey, and they were not mindful of your wonders that you did among them. But they hardened their necks and appointed a leader to return to their bondage in Egypt. But you are God, gracious and compassionate, long-suffering, abundant in kindness, and did not forsake them. Even when they made a molded calf for themselves and said, 'These are the gods that brought us up out of Egypt,' and worked great provocations, yet in your manifold mercies you did not forsake them in the wilderness. The pillar of the cloud did not depart from them by day to lead them on the road, nor the pillar of fire by night to show them light and the way they should go. You gave your good spirit to instruct them, and did not withhold your manna from their mouth, and gave them water for their thirst. 40 years you sustained them in the wilderness. They lacked nothing, their clothes did not wear out, and their feet did not swell. Moreover, you gave to them kingdoms, and you divided nations to them. So they took possession of the land of Sihon, the land of the king of Heshbon, the land of Og, king of Bashan. You also multiplied their children as the stars of heaven, and brought them into the land which you had told their fathers to go in and possess. You subdued before them the inhabitants of the land, the Canaanites, and gave them into their hands with their kings and the people of the land, that they might do with them as they wished. And they took strong cities and possessed houses full of all goods, cisterns already dug, vineyards, olive groves, and fruit trees in abundance. So they ate and were filled and grew fat, and delighted themselves in your great goodness. Nevertheless, they were disobedient, and rebelled against you, cast your law behind their backs, and killed your prophets who testified against them to turn them to you. And they worked great provocations. Therefore you delivered them to the hand of their enemies, who oppressed them. And in the time of their trouble, when they cried to you, you heard from your heaven, and according to your abundant mercies you gave them deliverers who saved them from the hand of their enemies. But after they had rest, they again did evil before you. Therefore you left them in the hands of their enemies, so that they had dominion over them. Yet again they cried out to you. You heard from heaven, and you delivered them according to the multitude of your mercies, and testified against them, that you might bring them back to your law. Yet they did not heed your commandments, but sinned against your judgments, which, if a man does, he shall live by them. But they stubbornly turned their backs, stiffened their necks, and would not hear. Yet for many years you had patience with them, and testified against them by your Spirit in your prophets. Yet they would not listen. Therefore you gave them into the hand of the peoples of the lands. Nevertheless, in your great mercy you did not utterly consume them, nor forsake them, for you are mighty and gracious and merciful. Now therefore, our God, the great, the mighty, the powerful, and awesome God, who keep your covenant and your mercy, do not let all the trouble seem small before you that has come upon us, our kings and our princes, our priests and our prophets, our fathers and all your people, from the days of the kings of Assyria until this day. However, you are just in all that has befallen us, for you have dealt faithfully. But we have done wickedly. Neither our kings nor our princes, nor our priests, nor our fathers have kept your law, nor heeded your commandments and your testimonies with which you testified against them. For they have not served you in their kingdom, nor in the many good things that you gave them, or in the large and rich land which you set before them, nor did they turn from their wicked works. Behold, we are slaves today, and the land which you gave to our fathers to eat its fruit and its bounty, here we are, servants in it, and it yields much increase to the kings you have set over us because of our sins. Also, they have dominion over our bodies and our cattle at their pleasure, and we are in great distress. And because of all this, we make a sure covenant and write it, and all our rulers, our Levites, and our priests seal it. Those who sealed it were Nehemiah the son of Hilkiah, and Zedekiah, Seraiah, Azariah, Jeremiah, Pashur, Amariah, Malchiah, Hattush, Shebaniah, Malach, Harim, Meremoth, Obadiah, Daniel, Ginnethon, Baruch, Meshullam, Abijah, Miyamin, Maaziah, Bilgai, and Shemaiah. These were the priests, the Levites, Jeshua, the son of Azaniah, Benui of the children of Henadad, and Kadmiel. Their brothers, Shebaniah, Hodiah, Kelita, Pelaiah, Hanan, Micah, Rehob, Hashabiah, Zakur, Sherebiah, Shebaniah, Hodiah, the children of Beniu, the leaders of the people, Perosh, Pahath Moab, Elam, Zatu, the children of Benui, Azgad, Bebai, Adoniah, Bigvai, Aden, Ater, Hezekiah, Azur, Hodiah, Hashum, Bezai, Hariph, Anathoth, Nabai, Magpiash, Meshullam, Hazir, Meshezabel, Zadok, Jaddua, Pelatiah, Hanan, Ananiah, Hosea, Hananiah, Hashub, Halohesh, Pila, Shobek, Rahum, Hashabana, Maasaiah, Ahiah, Hanan, Anan, Malach, Harim, and Baana. And the rest of the people, the priests, the Levites, the gatekeepers, the singers, the Nethinim, and all those separating from the peoples of the land to the law of God, their wives, their sons, and their daughters, everyone who had knowledge and understanding, these, joining with their brothers, bound themselves with a curse and entered into a curse and an oath to walk in God's law, which was given by Moses, the servant of God, and to observe and to do all the commandments of our Lord and his statutes, not to give our daughters as wives to the people of the land, nor take their daughters for our sons. And if the people of the land brought wares to sell on the Sabbath day, we would not buy them on the Sabbath or on a holy day, and we would forego the 7th year's produce and the exacting of every debt. Also, we will make ordinances for ourselves to exact from ourselves yearly 1/3 of a shekel for the service of the house of our God, for the showbread, for the regular grain offering, for the regular burnt offering of the Sabbaths, the new moons, and the set feasts, for the holy things, for the sin offerings, to make atonement for Israel and all the work of the house of our God. We, the priests, the Levites, and the people, cast lots for bringing the wood offering unto the house of our God, according to our fathers' houses, at the appointed times year by year, to burn on the altar of the Lord our God, as it is written in the law. And we made ordinances to bring the firstfruits of our ground, and the firstfruits of all fruit of all trees, year by year to the house of the Lord, to bring the firstborn of our sons and our cattle, as it is written in the law, and the firstborn of our herds and our flocks, to the house of our God, to the priests who minister in the house of our God, to bring the firstfruits of our grain, the fruit from all kinds of trees, the new wine and oil to the priests, to the storerooms of the house of our God, and to bring the tithes of our land to the Levites. For the Levites should receive the tithes in all the cities of our servitude, and the priest, the descendant of Aaron, shall be with the Levites when the Levites receive tithes. And the Levites shall bring up 1/10 of the tithes to the house of our God, to the rooms of the storehouses. For the children of Israel and the children of Levi shall bring the offering of the grain, of the new wine, of the oil to the storerooms, where the articles of the sanctuary are, where the priests who minister and the gatekeepers and the singers are, and we will not neglect the house of our God. Now the leaders of the people dwelt at Jerusalem. The rest of the people cast lots to bring 1 out of 10 to dwell in Jerusalem, the holy city, and 9/10 were to dwell in other cities. And the people blessed all the men who willingly offered themselves to dwell at Jerusalem. These are the heads of the province who dwelt in Jerusalem. But in the cities of Judah everyone dwelt in his possession in their cities: Israelites, the priests and the Levites, the Nethinim, and the descendants of Solomon's servants. Also in Jerusalem there dwelt some of the children of Judah and of the children of Benjamin. Of the children of Judah, Athaiah, the son of Uzziah, the son of Zechariah, the son of Amariah, the son of Shephatiah, the son of Mahalalel, of the children of Perez, and Maaseiah, the son of Baruch, the son of Kolhozah, the son of Hazaiah, the son of Adaiah, the son of Joiarib, the son of Theziah, the son of Shilonai. All the sons of Perez who dwelt at Jerusalem were 468 valiant men. And these are the children of Benjamin: Sallu, the son of Meshullam, the son of Joed, the son of Pedaiah, the son of Kolaiah, the son of Maaseiah, the son of Ithael, the son of Jeshaiah, and after him Gabai and Salai, 928. Joel, the son of Zichri, was their overseer, and Judah, the son of Asana, was second over the city. Of the priests, Jedediah, the son of Joiarib and Jachin, Seraiah, the son of Hilkiah, the son of Meshullam, the son of Zadok, the son of Marioth, the son of Ahitub, was the leader of the house of God. Their brethren, who did the work of the house, were 822. And Adaiah, the son of Jeroham, the son of Pelaliah, the son of Amzi, the son of Zechariah, the son of Pashur, the son of Malchiah, and his brethren, heads of the fathers' houses, were 242. And Amashai, the son of Azarel, the son of Azai, the son of Meshillemoth, the son of Immer, and their brethren, mighty men of valor, were 128. Their overseer was Zabdiel, the son of one of the great men. Also of the Levites, Shemaiah, the son of Heshub, the son of Azrikam, the son of Hashabiah, the son of Buni, Mattaniah, the son of Micah, the son of Zabdi, the son of Asaph, the leader who began the thanksgiving with prayer, Bakbukiah, the second among his brethren, and Abda, the son of Shammua, the son of Galal, the son of Jeduthun. All the Levites in the holy city were 284. Moreover, the gatekeepers, Akub, Talmon, and their brothers who kept the gates, were 172. Also the overseer of the Levites was Uzai, the son of Bani, the son of Hashabiah, the son of Micah, the sons of Asaph, the singers in charge of the service of the house of God. For it was the king's command concerning them that a certain portion should be for the singers, a quota day by day. Pethahiah, the son of Meshezabel, of the children of Zerah, the son of Judah, was the king's deputy in all matters concerning the people. With regard to the villages within their rural districts, some of the children of Judah dwelt in Kirjath Arba, and in Jeshua, and in Beersheba, and their villages, and Azekah and its villages, and they set up tents in Beersheba. The children of Benjamin dwelt around Geba of Michmash, and some of the Levites of Judah were in Benjamin. Now these are the priests and the Levites who came up with Zerubbabel the son of Shealtiel and Jeshua: Seraiah, Jeremiah, Ezra, Amariah, Malach, Hattush, Shechaniah, Salu, Amok, Hilkiah, and Jedaiah. These were the heads of the priests and their brothers in the days of Jeshua. Moreover, the Levites were Jeshua, Binnui, Kadmiel, Sherebiah, Judah, and Mattaniah, who led the thanksgiving psalms, he and his brothers. Also, Bakbukiah and Uni, their brothers, stood across from them in their duties. Jeshua begot Joachim. Joachim begot Eliashib. Eliashib begot Joiada. Joiada begot Jonathan, and Jonathan begot Jaddua. Now in the days of Joachim, the priests, the heads of fathers' houses, were of Seraiah, Meraiah, of Jeremiah, Hananiah, of Ezra, Meshullam, of Amariah, Jehohanan, of Melichu, Jonathan, of Shebaniah, Joseph, of Harim, Adnah, of Marioth, Helkai, of Iddo, Zechariah, of Ginnethon, Meshullam, of Abijah, Zechariah the son of Minjamin, of Modiah, Piltai, of Bilgah, Shammua, of Shemaiah, Jehonathan, of Joiarib, Mattani, of Jedaiah, Uzai, of Salai, Kelai, of Amok, Eber, of Hilkiah, Hashabiah, and of Jedaiah, Nathaniel. The Levites in the days of Eliasib, Joiada, Jadusa, and Johanan, and Idua were being recorded as heads of families, even those priests within the kingdom of Darius of Persia. The sons of Levi's, heads of the families until the days of Johanan, the son of Eliashib, were written in the book of the Chronicles. And the leaders of the Levites were Hashabiah, Sherebiah, and Jeshua, the son of Kadmiel. With their brothers across from them, they offered praise and gave thanks, each group alternating with the other, according to the command of David, the man of God. Mattaniah, Bakbukiah, Obadiah, Meshullam, Talmon, and Akub were gatekeepers, keeping the watch at the storerooms of the gates. These lived in the days of Joachim, the son of Jeshua, the son of Josadak, in the days of Nehemiah the governor, and of Ezra the priest, the scribe. Now at the dedication of the wall of Jerusalem, they sought out the Levites in all their places in order to bring them to Jerusalem, to celebrate the dedication with gladness, with thanksgiving and singing, and with cymbals, stringed instruments, and harps. And the sons of the singers gathered together from the countryside around Jerusalem, and from the villages of the Netophathites, and the houses of Gilgal, and from the fields of Geba and Asmavath. And the singers had built villages for themselves all around Jerusalem. The priests and Levites purified themselves, then purified the people, the gates, and the wall. So I brought the leaders of Judah up on the wall, and I appointed 2 large thanksgiving choirs. One went to the right hand on the wall toward the refuse gate. After them went Hoshaiah and half the leaders of Judah, and Azariah, Ezra, Meshullam, Judah, Benjamin, Shemaiah, Jeremiah, and some of the priests' sons with trumpets, Zechariah the son of Jonathan, the son of Shemaiah, the son of Mattaniah, the son of Micaiah, the son of Zakur, the son of Asaph, and his brothers, Shemaiah, Azarel, Melalai, Gilalai, Maai, Nathaniel, Judah, and Hanani, with the musical instruments of David, the man of God. Ezra the scribe went before them. By the fountain gate in front of them, they went up the stairs of the city of David, on the stairway of the wall, beyond the house of David, as far as the water gate eastward. The other thanksgiving choir went the opposite way, and I was behind them with half the people on the wall, going past the tower of the ovens as far as the broad wall, and above the gate of Ephraim, above the old gate, above the fish gate, the tower of Hananel, the tower of the 100, as far as the sheep gate, and they stopped by the gate of the prison. So the 2 thanksgiving choirs stood in the house of God. Likewise, I and the half of the rulers with me, and the priests, Eliakim, Maaseiah, Minjamin, Micaiah, Elionai, Zechariah, and Hananiah with trumpets. Also, Maaseiah, Shemaiah, Eleazar, Uzai, Jehohanan, Malchiah, Elam, and Ezer. The singers sang loudly with Jerahiah, the director. Also that day they offered great sacrifices and rejoiced, for God had made them rejoice with great joy. The women and the children also rejoiced, so that the joy of Jerusalem was heard afar off. And at the same time, some were appointed over the rooms of the storehouse for the offerings, the firstfruits, and the tithes, to gather into them from the fields of the cities the portion specified by the law for the priests and Levites. For Judah rejoiced over the priests and Levites who ministered, but the singers and the gatekeepers kept the charge of their God and the charge of the purification, according to the command of David and Solomon his son. For in the days of David and Asaph of old, there were chiefs of the singers and songs of praise and thanksgiving to God. In the days of Zerubbabel and Nehemiah, all Israel gave portions for the singers and the gatekeepers, a portion for each day. They also consecrated holy things for the Levites, and the Levites consecrated them for the children of Aaron. On that day they read in the book of Moses in the hearing of the people, and it was found to be written that no Ammonite or Moabite should ever come into the assembly of God, for they had not met the children of Israel with bread and water, but instead hired Balaam to bring a curse against them. But our God turned the curse into a blessing. So it was, after hearing the law, they separated all the mixed multitude from Israel. Now before this, Eliashib the priest, living in the storeroom of the house of our God, was allied with Tobiah, and he had prepared for him a large room, where previously they had stored the grain offerings, and the frankincense, the articles, the tithes of grain, the new wine and oil, which were commanded to be given to the Levites and singers and gatekeepers, as well as the firstfruits for the priests. But during all this I was not in Jerusalem, for in the 32nd year of Artaxerxes the king of Babylon I had returned to the king. Then after certain days I obtained leave from the king and came to Jerusalem. Here I discovered the evil thing Eliashib had done for Tobiah. He had prepared a room for him in the courts of the house of God. This grieved me bitterly. Therefore I tossed out from the room all the household goods of Tobiah. Then I commanded them to cleanse the rooms, at which time I brought the articles of the house of God back into them, along with the grain offering and the frankincense. I also realized that the portions for the Levites were held back from them, for each of the Levites and the singers who did the work had gone back to his field. So I contended with the rulers and said, "Why is the house of God forsaken?" And I gathered them together and set them in their place. Then all Judah brought the tithe of the grain and the new wine and the oil to the storehouse. I appointed Shelemiah the priest and Zadok the scribe as treasurers over the storehouse, along with Pedaiah of the Levites. Next to them was Hanan the son of Zuccur, the son of Mattaniah. They were chosen, for they were counted as faithful, and it was their duty to distribute to their brothers. Remember me, O my God, concerning this, and do not wipe out my good deeds that I have done for the house of my God and for its services. In those days I saw in Judah people treading wine presses on the Sabbath, and bringing in sheaves, and loading donkeys with wine, grapes, and figs, and all kinds of burdens which they had brought into Jerusalem on the Sabbath day. Men of Tyre dwelt there also, who brought in fish and all kinds of goods, and sold them on the Sabbath to the children of Judah and in Jerusalem. Then I contended with the free sons of Judah, and I said to them, "What evil thing is this that you do, by which you profane the Sabbath day? Did not your fathers do this, and did not our God bring all this disaster on us and on this city? Yet you bring added wrath on Israel by profaning the Sabbath." So it was, when the gates of Jerusalem stood open before the Sabbath, that I commanded, and they shut the gates. And I charged them that they must not be opened until after the Sabbath day. Then I posted some of my servants at the gates, so that no burdens would be brought in on the Sabbath day. Now the merchants and sellers of all kinds of wares lodged outside Jerusalem once or twice. So I warned them and said to them, "Why do you spend the night around the wall? If you do so again, I will lay hands on you." From that time on, they came no more on the Sabbath. Then I told the Levites who were cleansing themselves, who came to guard the gates, to sanctify the Sabbath day. Remember me, O my God, concerning this also, and spare me according to the greatness of your mercy. In those days I also saw Jews who married women of Ashdod and Ammon and of Moab, and half their children spoke in the language of Ashdod and could not speak the language of Judah, but spoke according to the language of one of the other people. So I contended with them and cursed them, struck some of them and pulled out their hair, and made them swear by God, saying, "You shall not give your daughters as wives to their sons, nor take their daughters for your sons. Did not Solomon, king of Israel, sin by these things? Yet among many nations there was no king like him, who was beloved of his God, and God made him king over all Israel. Nevertheless, pagan women caused even him to sin. Should we then hear of your doing all this great evil, transgressing against our God by marrying pagan women?" And one of the sons of Jehoiada, son of Eliashib, the high priest, was a son-in-law of Sanballat the Horonite. Therefore I drove him from me. Remember them, God, because of the rights of inheritance of the priesthood, and of the covenant of the priesthood, and of the Levites. And I cleansed them of every pagan thing. I assigned the daily courses to the priests and the Levites, each to his own service, and to bringing the wood offering and the firstfruits at the appointed times. In goodness, remember me, O our God. Here ends the reading for today.